Okay, anytime the engine oil dipstick is over the full line, I want to see what's going on. And you want to smell the fluid to see if there's an issue with maybe fuel that's leaked past the piston rings. I take it, I wipe it on a white cloth here. Is it absorbing into the white paper towel? This one is not. This is usually a case where coolant has leaked into the engine and it can become really foamy. So if the transmission fluid is kind of like a foamy color, it's not being absorbed into the paper towel, we have engine coolant that is mixed with the engine oil. So that's something to look at and kind of diagnose what's happening. If I have a dipstick, you can see this one's slightly different. You can kind of see this one is straight engine oil. And I wipe this onto a cloth. You can see kind of the differences here between this oil and this one kind of absorbed, but it's not the same necessarily color. Okay, so we want to pay attention to what does the dipstick look like in terms of color? What is the level of the dipstick? Is it over the full marks? Maybe it's way up here. We've had something that's entered into the crankcase to fill more oil inside of the engine. Is that too much oil? Is that coolant that's leaking in there? Or is gas accumulating inside? Okay. If I smell gasoline on it, I can take a lighter and I just put it along here. This will catch fire. So with it burning on the dipstick like that, I have gasoline that's inside of the crankcase. So if I just take a simple lighter, go like this, and it burns like it had that small flame on there, gasoline is inside of the engine. So my fuel injectors maybe have leaked past the rings. When I have regular engine oil, if I pull out the engine oil and I take a thing like this, you can see with no gasoline, it's not burning. So I've got oil here. And now I've mixed this with some gas to mix with the oil in the crankcase. And this is where I get that burn, because it burns the gasoline. So that's a quick test that you can do to say, oh, I've got fuel leaking past the piston rings into the crankcase.